explain more about the software configuration presets, as it's a very powerful functionality. Also, to test different safety settings, it requires some background knowledge of the universal robot, but once you know it, it's a very good feature to understand. When simulating with different software configurations presets, we're simulating with the certified safety level softwares inside the universal robot. So inside the universal robot, it comes 4 different default safety settings you can run in a real-life robot. And then again, when we run simulations, we actually run the same software as the robot. So meaning what we say here, the most restricted correlates to the safety setting in the UR robot called most restricted. That's not only max speed, and it's actually not acceleration, but there are certain values that correspond to force and speeds, elbow speeds, which correlate. So there's a set of data that we enable by checking off the safest. Also, the restricted, you will see that what you can see is that it allows for more speed. It also allows for more acceleration, even though it's a different data on what is allowed. So you will find these 4 defaults: safest, safe, or most restricted, restricted, least restricted, and less restricted. By choosing those, you run the simulation with those limitations as in the robot. So you can find that in real life. Don't mind, we have 2 least restricted. We're not going to go into that here, but if you choose the one with 2005. What we have done in addition is to add some custom software presets. So you will see that it's the same speeds here and here, and also same speed here and here. The difference is that while in the UR robot, using the default versions, every variable will be turned down to a more safe and more restricted. As the UR robot is, as they say, universal, made for a lot of different applications, those defaults are made as standard for everything. When we're now talking palletizing and safety, we see there are certain of these variables which does not need to be reduced to the same amount as in the defaults. Meaning this safety setting and this safety setting both have a maximum allowance of 750 millimeters per second, but in reality, by not tuning all the other parameters in the UR safety settings all the way down, we allow for a higher acceleration in this safety setting than this one. So why this is important to understand? Well, 750 millimeters per second, that's the basis for a lot of the risk assessment. The risk assessment, the impact force of being hit by a robot is more determined by speed than by acceleration. So if a robot hits you, it's the speed it hits you with which is important, not the acceleration. So what you will experience if you run a simulation with both of these presets at the same time, I want to test with this and this one in the simulation, you will experience that this simulation can deal with way higher productivity than this one, even though from a safety perspective, they're more or less the same when dealing with palletizing with boxes. You can try that yourself. When we do simulations, we actually see a productivity increase in boxes per minute between 30 and 40% using this safety setting compared to this one. So I really recommend trying this out to see how can I maximize production while still keep safety settings to achieve minimum speed as possible.